Hey, welcome to the Deathscography podcast. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jeremy.
And this is episode 9.
Episode 9.
One away from double digits.
Yeah, we've
you
been getting through
surprised?
these pretty quick, and it's pretty fun.
Are you surprised
I'm actually,
we haven't quit yet?
Yeah, I think it's because we have nothing better to do, you know?
And actually people like it, so that's cool.
Oh, yeah, we have been getting
we've had some really nice
positive feedback.
Positive stuff. Ego strokage.
Yeah, I didn't think that we would get to episode 10. I mean, we're not there yet. Technically, this is our 10th episode if you count 0, but we're almost there. And honestly, at this point, I'm just excited because after this record, we're going to be hitting a bunch of records of bands that I know.
Right.
So I'm like excited about that because up to now, it's been mostly stuff I don't know.
Yeah. So this is episode 9, and we are doing it's technically a single. It's 2 songs.
Yeah. It was released as a 7-inch.
It is a welcome relief and a welcome change from last week where the record was a fucking hour long.
Yeah, so, it is nice to get back to a record that lasts like 4 minutes.
Was this like a one-sided 7-inch, do you know? Or?
No, it was probably 2-sided. I mean, singles usually are like A and B. Yeah. They put one song on, so I assume it was 2. I mean, you could have fit both songs on one side.
I just come from the world of like filling that space up. So,
No, I feel like it was a single in the sense of like they had the A song and then they had, the weaker song on the back. Oh, we should probably say what record we're talking about.
Oh, this is the band is called The Promise, and the album's called My True Love.
Yeah, and it's DW007 in the Death Wish catalog.
Which, if you were to just be told that we were covering a band called The Promise and an album called My True Love, personally, I would think that it would be an indie band.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It's definitely an interesting.
The Promise sounds like an indie band, and My True Love sounds like an indie or like a very on the nose emo.
Like a almost like joke on the nose emo.
Yes.
But no, this is not the opposite of that.
Right on the clown nose.
Well, this is not quite the opposite of that, but it is they're just kind of a fucking hardcore band.
Dude, I'm so here for it.
Me too.
Like out of the gates, like I'm gonna say I fucking love both these songs. Like
they're fun. They're so cool. I like them a lot.
Real good. Like from the top, you're like, oh, I know what this is. And it is just ass beater and mean and like
absolutely
very straight edge forward, which is fine. Like I'm not straight edge, but like I have a very deep appreciation for what you would consider, I guess, like typical straight edge hardcore.
Right.
And like this is this made me think of Earth Crisis to an extent, and then I like went on to realize that I guess some of the people in this band went on to be in Earth Crisis. Well, they were already in Earth Crisis.
They were already in Earth Crisis. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, because Earth Crisis is like what, like the song. This made me think of the song "Forced March."
For sure,
Earth Crisis.
Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, just they're from Syracuse. Mm-hmm. They're which is a straight edge haven in that area.
Yeah,
just kind of a fairly straightforward hardcore, very riff centric. I love it. It doesn't really slow down. I mean, the opener. Okay, so I wanted to float this theory by you. The opening song, which is My True Love, which is why it's called
the titular track.
Yeah, the titular track. First off, really showcases the drummer's talents.
That he's all opening over the place, dude.
It's just like like all. Yeah, I love it so much, and it was really cool. But it's like super long, and this is my theory. I think that they had an intro track like the Damage did with the Damtro.
Yeah.
And just kind of like combined it into another song because it really does. Like it's fairly instrumental. It's kind of long, like I said, very, very drum heavy. And then it just fucking kicks off and goes.
Right.
And I feel like they almost like they're like, okay, so we have this intro song for our live stuff. Let's record that and just make that the beginning of this other song.
Could be.
I don't know.
They might always start their shows with One True Love or
My True Love
or My True Love, following this intro. So they might have just put them together.
Yeah. That's what it, not that they don't work together. It feels like they just glued two things together. Yeah. I think again, it works really well. It's a very, very fun song. And, but that's just what it feels like to me.
Yeah.
But, so, we're talking about The Promise. This was their first release. Mm-hmm. First release from the band, but like you had mentioned, or we had just mentioned, members of this band before this band were in bands like Earth Crisis, Turmoil, One King Down, and Another Victim. Mm-hmm. And then after this band, members went on to be in like
surprise.
Yeah,
they went on to be in Terror.
I feel like that's going to be something we're going to say pretty often.
Yeah,
like Terror. Not that I feel like it's not that they're like a revolving door in a bad way. But Terror they're just busy.
They're so busy.
Exactly. Like I think the guy that joined this band joined Terror, like only recorded like 2 or 3 records with them because they were just so busy.
Yeah.
And constantly going. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so really quick little fact. Me and you, Jeff, actually have met a member of this band.
Which band?
Of The Promise.
What?
The drummer. His name is, I'm probably going to butcher his last name, but his first name is Derek Von Wee. You may know him as the drummer of Born Low.
What?
Right? He went on to be in Born Low after this band.
Wow. He's old.
Oh, he was in... He's old. He is, though. I mean, in the sense of like he's a lot older than us.
Wow, he was really taking care of himself. Like, yeah, really just not letting gravity get him down, man. He was in that
band.
He's real perky.
He was in that band, One King Down, and then went in and then joined The Promise, and then went on to be in
Born Low.
One King Down actually reunited, I think, for last year's This Is Hardcore Fest, which is but yeah, we played with Born Low. Machinist did. I don't know.
Years ago, long time ago.
I mean, 8 years ago, 7 years ago.
It was on tour with Own Up.
Yeah, and we played Panama City at the A&M Theater, RIP. And
fuck
yeah,
stairs,
Born Low and Heartside.
Oh yeah.
And it was it was Stone Cold Steve Austin Day, 316.
Oh yeah, it was March 16th. Born Low's set opened with the bald guy from Heartside coming out on stage in a Stone Cold Steve Austin jersey and giving like the worst Stone Cold impression ever.
Yeah, it was great. Heartside
threatening everyone.
Born Low was definitely the better band of that.
With a can of whoop ass.
Yeah, he was really going for it. Born Low was definitely the better band of those two.
On that tour, I really enjoyed Born Low. Yeah,
I've continued to listen to Born Low, even though they haven't put out too much. I've tried to listen to Heartside, and I don't like it, but that's neither here or there. We're talking about
takes from McGuire. Fuck this
We're
band.
Talking about,
fuck that band.
Well, all right. No, we did a lot of negative energy on the last episode, so this one is very positive.
I'm positive that I don't like them.
I wonder if I was so into this record because of how much I didn't like the last one. Like, it was a really good palate cleanser. That Hellchild record we talked about on the last episode. This was like a really nice return to form for Deathwish, I think.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, but anyways,
I'm trying to like pad the things that I say so that like the lawyers will only come after you, and I can.
That's fine.
I can continue on my own. I will bring in a new co-host.
You bring in Jesse Brady.
Yeah, Jesse. Yeah, we'll just.
So I did find an interview from I want to say is their bass player of The Promise, Jonathan. I'm going to spell this Buske. Buske. I don't know that guy. And I found an interview from him, and he talked about why The Promise kind of came to be. Most of the members of The Promise were in this band called Another Victim, and they had reunited and recorded a demo. And as that band had started to record more, they all kind of realized they wanted to do something both like different, both musically and thematically from Another Victim, who was like a pretty heavy band who was like focused on like animal rights and political issues and stuff.
Right.
And so they wanted to like evolve on that, but like not use that same name, even though they had reunited and put out music. They were like, no, that's not really what we want to do anymore. And so that led to The Promise. And then another thing he was saying is at the time, he says, quote, dumb shit like fashion core also started gaining traction. And so they were like, we don't like that shit. We want to do something, we just want to make a hardcore band.
What would you say fashion core, when he said fashion core, what do you think he meant? In my mind, that automatically goes to like bands that are more about appearance and not necessarily the sound. Name names.
So I don't know.
Call them out.
No, I'm blanking at the moment, but
like Attack.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't have been at that time. That was probably 10 years later. But yeah, but like bands that are like they'll take hardcore, or hardcore like riffs and stuff, but then add just like they have to look a certain way and they have to do a certain, it's less real, quote unquote.
Do you remember like mallcore, scenecore, like that kind of shit?
Well, it's not necessarily the genre. It's just bands that more appearance is very like important. Right. As opposed to just being, it's like they're playing a part.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're using hardcore as a fashion line.
Right. As an aesthetic.
Yes. And so, but it also bleeds over into the mallcore or the whatever that Attack does, that, whatever those fucking bands do. Actually, do you remember that H2O song?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of doing. I'm trying to remember the name, but fashion before passion.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened? It's kind of the same vibe. Like they're just wanting to get rid of the frills around everything and just be a no frills kind of hardcore band. Yeah. So yeah, and then the last thing I was going to say that he in his interview, they apparently were never really supposed to be like a quote real band. It was merely like a project made in reaction to that watering down of that fashion core stuff.
Right.
And so when one of their other bands disbanded, it allowed more time to focus on The Promise. And that led to more opportunities because they're members of other bands. And he was saying the weekends here and there and 1 or 2 shows a month they planned basically turned into like month-long tours, and it became too much for, no one was really planning on it being that.
Right.
And so it's like, relationships become frayed because it turned into something that it was not supposed to be. It was supposed to be just like we're not, this is not a serious project. We're just having fun. We're going to play a couple shows. And then all of a sudden it was their only project, Right. I mean, Earth Crisis is still a band, obviously, and all that stuff, but like their other bands kind of went away. And so they got to focus on this, and they ended up putting another record or two out, including we'll get to it in a couple episodes. They put a full length out through Death Wish as well.
Sick.
So we'll get to that in a couple episodes, but they didn't do too much. And as far as I can tell, they never officially like broke up. They just kind of stopped playing. But yeah, I guess getting back to the actual music itself, man, I really enjoyed the record.
It was good.
I'm very into short hardcore records, as we've talked about in the past, and these songs, there's lots of 2-steps. They have breakdowns, but they're not just like boring chugga breakdowns. They're still like fast paced and ferocious. I really, I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean it's quick, and I listened to it a bunch because it's 2 songs, but I didn't get tired of it. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've said this before in the sense of like I'm interested to see what the full length does, because that is the problem with hardcore, and why so many hardcore bands put out a 7-inch and then break up is it gets boring.
Yep.
Too many songs, it's just boring. There are very few hardcore records or hardcore LPs like full lengths that I can listen to the whole thing and not get bored. So I do like this band, and we will see if it holds up for the LP whenever we get to that episode. I think it's less than 10 releases away, so it'll be fairly soon.
Yeah, like you said, that about wraps it up for the music aspect, but we do try to touch on the art always. And
oh yeah, absolutely.
And this art, I guess the art direction, it says art direction by Jacob Bannon. We're not sure if he actually
did the artwork or not.
Right. But what do you think about it, Jeremy?
Well, I'm actually looking at the full layout currently. I pulled up the full layout here. Honestly, the best artwork is not the front artwork.
All right.
So,
well, I haven't seen any of that. So the cover looks like an Affliction shirt.
A little bit. The skull and wings.
I'm not convinced that Affliction has not stolen this art and used it as a t-shirt.
Honestly, I don't know how long Affliction has been around. That is a possibility.
It kind of looks like imagine that with sequins.
Yes, I mean, and even the text is like distorted enough that it could say Affliction. Like, we're looking at it with 20/20 eyes,
right?
We're looking at it. It's
with damn near 20/20 eyes with 20/20 vision.
Exactly. Well, I don't have 20/20 vision, but yeah, like we're looking at it almost 20 years later with the Affliction shit definitely out there. And you're right, it does. I mean, it's not bad. It just definitely is reminiscent of Affliction. I did not see that until you brought that up, though. But yeah, the rest of the artwork takes themes from that cover. Like it's a lot of bones.
Just so you know, constant listener, the art is a skull with wings.
Yes.
So
yeah, and the rest of it just has a lot of bones and a lot of stuff like that. And I think it looks really cool. But definitely that front art, man, I cannot unsee that.
Yep.
Mr. Bannon, please, you can now sue Jeff.
No.
He said it. He said it first, not me.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Bring it on. Take everything that I don't have.
But yeah, okay. Well, so that, I mean, like, very short record.
Yep.
That's all we're going to really say about it. So let's move on. I wanted to talk real quick about what I've been listening to this week. Or not even this week, these past couple of days. Today saw the release. I think I've mentioned both of these albums before, but in terms of like singles that have come out. But today, two albums that I've been looking forward to for several months are officially out. And that first one being the new Infant Island record. Fantastic record all around. The art is phenomenal. I got my copy in the mail. I ordered from some friends, Acrobat Unstable. They helped chip in on that one. The art is phenomenal. The record is phenomenal. Please look it up. And then also, I mentioned this once before, the new Retirement Party record is officially out today. And that's out on Counterintuitive Records. Band out of Chicago. Saw them a couple years ago at Fest. Their record 2 or 3 years ago that came out was my favorite record of that year. It's absolutely fantastic. It's indie rock bordering on emo, but they're not really an emo band. It's really good. If you want anything in that vein, please check it out. What about you, Jeff?
I have been recently listening to the Mulan soundtrack.
Fuck yeah, man.
I feel like this is like...
Fuck yeah, man.
I feel like this section is always like Jeremy's like, check out all this new stuff, man. All these new records are coming out. Checking out all this new shit. And I'm just like, oh yeah, man. I was listening to Warren's Yvonne. Wow.
Okay, no, okay.
Where
I
was London?
No, speaking of Mulan, honestly, real quick, have you ever seen that? It's a video that they do. It's the Let's Get Down to Business song,
right?
But they do in one side of the speakers or in one headphone, one ear. They do the American version, the English version, and in the other one they do the Chinese version of the song.
No, I've never seen that.
But so it's, again, the video is just the movie, but it's like, so left ear is English, right ear is Chinese, and it is so cool because the
cadence.
The harmony, the like, they're almost exactly the same. They're able to basically say the same thing in the same lyrics. I don't know. It's really eerie to hear like two distinct languages singing the same song.
Right.
It's very cool. Look it
That's
up on YouTube later.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
I was listening to it, and the big one is I'll Make a Man Out of You.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I get that she's a lady dressed up as a man, pretending to be a man because, women weren't allowed to fight or whatever. But like re-listening to it and revisiting it, like I feel like, and I haven't done any research on this, so like if somebody else has already said, yeah, exactly, don't fucking at me or whatever people do, because I didn't steal this from somebody. I just thought it up in my own fucking mind. So like I feel like that character is coded, the general son or whatever, her love interest.
Yeah.
I feel like he's coded because like they sing this other song about a girl back home, a girl worth fighting for. And like each guy has their own little verse, but he doesn't sing a verse about a girl back home. And he's falling in love with this character Ping, who is a man. And
as he sees it.
And then when he finds out that Ping is Mulan and is actually a woman, he is very fucking upset with her. And I don't know, man. Like I've been watching it and listening to it and thinking about it a lot.
I mean, that's definitely a thing that's discussed on the internet. Not that like, I know you didn't steal that or whatever, but you're not alone in thinking that
it's
it
just
is
interesting to me because like as a kid, like I didn't think about it at all, but like rewatching, I don't know that like it was on purpose, but like, I feel like it makes for a lot more interesting story.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, he maybe he's bisexual or maybe he's gay and now realizes he's bisexual because he's like, oh, wait, I actually fell in love with a woman.
Right, because he continues to be in love with her. Like he comes and like finds her.
Apparently they're they did the live action remake. It's coming out at some point this year.
Yet, though, right?
No, they apparently changed a bunch of stuff. I'm secretly hoping that somehow Eddie Murphy gets a cameo role.
Dude, fucking Mushu is so good. Good in that movie. But yeah, I've been listening to that. It's real good. Like when all the fucking music drops out and it's just the chorus behind the guy and then he's singing, it's fucking tight. I don't care.
No, fuck it, man. It's what you're listening to.
Also, I made a purchase on the eBay. Hold on. Let me get it pulled up. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see my phone?
Yeah, I see order. I can't see the. Oh, is that Hellchild?
Yeah.
Did you get a copy?
Yep, coming to you, buddy.
Oh man,
I have purchased a copy of Bearskin by Hellchild.
Is it the CD?
Yes.
I guess it's only. I don't think they did vinyl, but
this says that it came out in 2005. Yep, and it also is listed as a rock CD.
Oh, they're rock and rollers, those Hellchild guys.
Yep. So you have that to look forward to.
I'm gonna have
all these bountiful gifts that I bestow on you.
I'm gonna have the most complete Death Wish library outside of Death Wish themselves. Hell, maybe even more complete because I have pictures of Gabriel.
Yeah,
and they don't.
You could say, thank you.
Thank you, Jeff, for giving me that record that I don't like.
So worth the $6 that I spent on it. Dude, that one was $6. Every other copy of that shit is like $60.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? It's on eBay though, so I'm sure it didn't sell for 60, but people have it posted for 60.
And actually, I wanted to bring this up, and this is a perfect time to do it. We talked about him in our last episode. Our friend has that new Instagram.
Yeah. This motherfucker.
Jesse Brady, aka on Instagram, Let's Rate Absolutely Everything, decided he wanted to give a Bearskin by Hellchild a little listen through to rate, and he gave it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, what a fucking dummy.
What? That is ridiculous. He does say, and I love this, he says, he talks about us, and he talks about us, quote, rightly predicting that he would completely disagree and disagree with us on that record.
Yeah,
he apparently really likes it.
Yeah, how reactionary is this review? Like, they should thank us for his 7 out of 10, because without us not liking it, he would not have given it a 7 out of 10.
That has completely skewed the reviews for Hellchild very upwards.
Yeah. You're an outlier. But he did say he did say that the vocals reminded him of like I Hate God, Church of Misery, like that kind of just like guttural, gross.
Yeah.
And those are good. Those are good comparisons.
Yeah, we're gonna get him on one of these episodes one day. I might have to buy him a microphone. That's why he hasn't been on yet. All right,
this is entirely too long.
Yes, next episode we are going to be discussing. I think it's just an EP. It's a band, A Life Once Lost, and their record, The Fourth Plague Flies. Yes. Like I was saying at the beginning of the episode, we are now about to hit a little chunk of bands that I already really like.
Yeah, this band.
A Life Once Lost is definitely.
I found this band on a Music Equals Life or whatever video collection for the song.
What video?
Yeah, for the song. I think it was a DVD. The song Vulture, I think, which I don't know if it's on this record.
I love that song.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on this record or not, but I do love that song.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the song that got me into them too. It was a kind of their big hit. I don't know if it's on this record. We will find out for next episode.
That's right.
And I am super excited. I love that band. And this is the first, I mean, I knew of Boy Sets Fire. I knew of, that Converge split, but
yeah,
I really like this band. It's something, it's not a record I've heard. So I'm stoked. All right. Well, you can find us, the podcast, on Instagram and Facebook at Deathscography Pod. You can find us on Twitter at Deathscography, and you can email us at deathscographypod@gmail.com. You can also go to our website, deathscographypod.com. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Iron Raygun, and you can find Jeff at
Despite Jeff on Instagram and Car Bomb Sermon on Twitter. Also, like wherever you're listening to this at, like if you're on Spotify or you're on Apple Music, whatever, like it is so helpful if you rate and review our podcast. Like give it stars or ticks or whatever they use on that platform. It helps us move up the charts. It helps us be way more easily found by
the analytics. It really takes that stuff. If you're on Spotify, if you just hit follow, that's a big one.
Yep,
you don't even have to rate us. Just hit follow, and that will be a big one.
Yep, it's really helpful.
Please share us. I was gonna say, please share it around. This is episode 9. We're gonna keep going. We got quite a long journey, so we would love to get more people on board.
Yep, we're kicking around some ideas about some merch. Some buttons and probably some t-shirts and some stickers and shit, but
exactly
that's on down the line a little bit, but we're super excited, and I feel like as we go into episode 10, like it's super awesome that we've gotten to do this, and it's like a project that we've kicked around for a while, and like it's I'm glad we're doing it, but I'm really glad that people are responding to it. We would do it anyway just for ourselves, but like it's cool that people are responding and are listening and are commenting and are interacting with us about these records. And I just wanted to say thanks to you guys, because that's fucking cool.
It is cool. It's something I really enjoy. Just, knowing that other people are enjoying the music along with us.
Or not enjoying it.
Or not enjoying it. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks for listening.
Can our shirts say Deathscography Pod on the front and on the back? Deathscography Bod.
Yeah, all right.
Or like on the back, Bearskin by Hellchild wasn't that good.
In quotes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.